Hi and welcome to Hit Golf Academy. I'm Chris Ryan and welcome to my first video in this new series which I'm doing for 2018. So this video series is called Subscriber Saturday because I'm going to try and help as many of you as I can with your golf games in 2018. Now, you may well have seen a video I posted probably some 2.5, 3 weeks ago now, just explaining about this video series and just trying to get a little bit of your input as to whether you thought this was a good thing or not. Because ultimately this channel is all about you and helping you with your golf games. Now the response I had from that video was pretty positive. Most people seem to like the idea, like the concept. So we're going to trial it through January. So I'm going to do maybe 4 videos like this one each Saturday through the month of January. I would like you to comment below with what your thoughts are. Do these type of videos help you? Is this something you would like to see more of? Because if it is, then we can continue through the year. So I currently upload videos on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. That is not going to change. These are just going to go alongside of those. And as I say, they're going to be released on a Saturday. So very simply, the concept behind the videos is I would like you to send me golf swings. I'll give you the email address in a moment, and then I'm going to choose 2, maybe 3 per week to put onto my computer system, my analysis software, and give you some ideas on what I think I would do with your golf swing to progress your game forwards. We've got 3 golf swings today we're going to look at. What I have seen so far is that the people have emailed me. They've been fantastic, great videos, great information, just what I need. However, they've all been full golf swing. Absolutely fine. I do not mind doing that, but it's probably going to keep these videos a little bit more interesting if we start to get some of you sending some videos of your putting strokes, your chipping, your bunker play, whatever it may be, because it's going to keep it a little bit more varied and we're going to get some better information across to you across the whole game. So I say these swings we're going to look at today, obviously it won't be your golf swing, but the idea would be we're going to try and get you to just start to think a little bit about what you're looking at in your golf swing. It's so easy these days with video cameras on phones, the quality is fantastic. We can start to look at our golf swings in more detail. The problem is with that, potentially people out there are going to be trying to change things that maybe don't need to be changed. So by me discussing a couple of golf swings and throwing some ideas around, it may make you or help you understand the golf swing a little bit better and maybe look at what we're going to work on to improve. Right, the first person on this new series is Matias who sent me through, as you can see, a video of a golf swing. He sent me through the face on and the down the line. You can see those both on the screen there. And we're going to take a look at his golf swing. Now, he has got a fantastic golf swing. There are some really, really good things in here. We're just going to talk through the things that I would look at trying to change. Now, we're going to look initially on this left-hand side. So I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger so you can see. And we just marked a few reference points there. But what we're really going to look at here is I just want you to look at his, what we're going to call his pelvis line. So we're going to reference that with just the lower, the line of his jumper, so you can kind of see that there. And we're just going to mark the sort of front side of his trail knee. Now, as he moves through into this golf swing, and you can see he's recorded this in slow motion, this is perfect. And if you are looking at recording your golf swing, you know, take a look at the way this has been videoed because this is absolutely fantastic. Okay, and we're going to get up to the top here. Now, the line that I drew was pretty much on the bottom of his jumper, which obviously doesn't exactly relate to the hips, but you can see that there's a slight lowering of that pelvis in that backswing. And for me, if you look at his right knee, it's very much maintained its position that it was at setup. So this is something I would straight away look at trying to change with Matias. I would look at trying to improve the pivot. I would look at trying to look at how much he rotates his hips and his pelvis, because I think this is going to give him some issues as he starts down. I would tend to want to see that back leg lose a little bit of flex, mainly because of what that right hip is doing. I would start off by talking to Matias about the hips, trying to get him to understand a little bit about how they should move better. I would expect to see the legs change a little bit and lose a bit of flex in that trail knee. I probably wouldn't need to tell him to do that. It would be more a case of just trying to educate him a little bit more on how he needs to use his pelvis a little bit better. You will notice that if we flip over to the face on the right hand side, I'm just going to put a couple of marker points down the outside of his legs here. And as we take this back, you're going to see that there's a slight movement for me down and across. So pelvis going down, but also going slightly across. Now, when we see the sort of maybe the hips not rotating as well as we'd like, we see the trail knee not moving as well as we'd like, we often see a little bit of movement away from the golf ball with the lower body. So there's a few things that we would look at as well longer term in the downswing. We're just going to talk about that very, very quickly. So if we just go to impact, I would like to see Matias a little bit better rotated in his lower body. Let me just clear all those lines for you. A little bit better rotated in his lower body, a little bit better rotated in his upper body as well. So a couple of things at impact, but I would really start by looking at how he moves his pelvis in the backswing and how that related to his change in knee flex, because I think if we can get him to pivot a little bit better in the backswing, I think we're going to see some good things happening on the way down. I'll just show you the downswing. You can see that on the right hand side, for me, there's going to be a little bit too much kind of lateral movement across the start down. A little bit slidey the legs, not going to rotate as well as we like. However, this looks like a very, very accomplished golfer because he gets into a very, very strong impact position. So first one there, just have a look at what your pelvis is doing. Trying to get that right hip to move a little bit more up and behind you, I think is going to help you as you begin your downswing. Hopefully that's helpful. Right, let's bring the next person in. Now this, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, now this golfer sent me his swing via Instagram, and his Instagram name is 415AJAYM415. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a name, AJAM maybe. Anyway, that was from Instagram, and we're going to take a look at this golf swing. So the setup here isn't perfect. To me, the balance points don't look quite right. I would say his tailbone is a little bit too far outside of his heels. Doesn't look as if he's quite set up correctly in terms of his balance. However, this isn't where I would start coaching, because I think you could get that golfer to set up almost perfect as the golf ball. It wouldn't necessarily improve the ball flight. And that's kind of maybe where the golfers who are trying to change their golf swings get a little bit muddled up. They're trying to change things that make the golf swing look aesthetically better. Doesn't actually give any improvement to the ball flight. Now, I'm just going to play this through for you once so you can see. Okay, and through to impact there. So I would say, again, this golfer looks fairly accomplished. Looks like there's a lot of speed there. Looks like he's got a very good idea about how he needs to get the club on the ball and how he needs to make that ball go at the target. There are a few things that we would like to tidy up here. However, this is a great example of what I call a golfer finding balance. And what I mean by finding balance, I don't mean balance as in the balance in terms of kind of, falling over. I mean that what he has got through his golf swing is his golf club, so his club face looks quite strong. It looks like it's potentially down to the grip. We can't see the grip from this clip, but I would say that there's a potentially strong grip here, because as he takes that golf club through into the backswing, the club face gets quite strong. Now, unless he does things in his downswing, that ball's going to go left. So he has got something in his golf swing which would suggest that the ball's going to go to the left. Maybe the grip, but it's certainly the shut club face. He then has to try and find a balance. He has to try and create some things that make the ball go to the right. So what you will notice is if I draw a line through his grip, so through the handle of the golf club, and as we take this golf club away, we're going to see that at this point here, we have that club face slightly strong. It's not the end of the world. It's a little bit on the strong side for me. And then what he does is, we take it another couple of frames. Okay, so here we can see, if we look at the club face, we've got the leading edge in here somewhere, back of the forearm in there. That is what we would call a slightly closed position. Now, because of that, we see quite a few things in the downswing, which is this golfer attempting to make that ball not go left. So we see a grip which is excessively high at impact. So you can see just how much that grip has raised up. Raise and handle effectively points the club more out to the right. So there's this golfer trying to find his balance. You'll notice that his hips have worked inwards quite a bit. His knee has worked inwards. His heel has worked up. Again, this is all an attempt to do two things, this golfer, to shallow the golf club because it was a little bit steep at this point here. So he's trying to shallow the golf club and he's trying to point the club face out to the right. So this would be not necessarily a tricky lesson, but it wouldn't be a kind of quick fix. We would have to play around with the grip to try and get the club face more neutral. But if we did that, that would affect that balance. This golfer would then potentially hit that ball way, way off to the right. We'd then have to look at addressing where he delivers the handle and what he does with his body. So this would be a little bit more of a longer term sort of thing as opposed to a quick fix, because This golfer's got, I would say, a lot of ability to get the club face back to where he needs it. However, I would see a lot of these golfers' shots finishing left if he doesn't quite balance it out. He could overbalance it, hit it right, a little bit of inconsistency in the direction. The video he sent me was from down the line, not face on, but I would want to take a look at the grip first of all and see how he was holding that golf club. Okay, and the final video today is from Greg Miller. Now, we've got a lefty. I actually had a couple of videos from some left-handers, which is always good to see. So we're going to take a look at this golf swing here. And let me just move this until he's about ready to hit. So it looks something like a 7-iron. So we're just going to put a couple of reference points on here so we can take a look at what this golfer does. Okay, so let's just play this through. Okay, so not a bad looking golf swing at all there. He's got a decent move into the back. He's lost a little bit of height, which maybe is something I would look at addressing maybe at a later stage, but not too bad. That's a fairly functional backswing. Almost similar to the first person that we pulled in, Matias. I would sort of look at that trail leg and say that there's probably a little bit too much flex in that, which has really maybe not allowed his pelvis to move as well as we would like. But again, not the end of the world, not a bad backswing move. Now what you're going to notice here is he's got this golf club into a position around about here. But I want you to take a look at what he does with his hands as he starts down. His hands are going to move a little bit too much vertically down, so almost towards his left foot. And what you're going to see that does is it starts to get the arms a little bit too close to him. And his left arm now, so his trail arm, his elbow, is a little bit too much what I call to the side of the body. I would like to get those hands a little bit more outwards. So when I would say outwards, I would look at what I call the lead arm alignment. His lead arm alignment, for me, is a little bit too much inwards. Now, there are plenty of golfers who play this game at an exceptionally high level who do this. Rory McIlroy is a good example who actually gets a sort of similar look to this. And what we find with golf is really it's what we call matchups. If we can do certain things, we can make things balanced. So for this golfer, when I see that delivery position with the arms maybe for me a little bit too close to the trail thigh, this golfer has to have a huge amount of rotation through impact to make that work. And we can see here that we don't tend to get that. We tend to see a little bit of a kind of static body. Upper body looks a little bit too square on, lower body looks a little bit too square on. So for me, this position here, whilst it's not perfect, is not the end of the world as long as we can balance it with a lot of rotation. We don't see a lot of rotation, so therefore we need to make some changes. So there's almost two ways of going at this. We can get this golfer to work really hard on pivot, which could be something we explore an idea with, or we could look at trying to get the handle, for me, a little bit more outward at this point in the way down. It's going to help him deliver the hand a little bit more forwards, and it's going to help him, for me, present the club a little bit more efficiently to the golf ball. So you can see it looks a little bit too cramped, and again for me this trail elbow not quite in the right position here. I would suggest this golfer is going to struggle presenting the right amount of loft with the right attack angle, consistency in strike, all of those kind of things. So 3 golf swings, all slightly different, but certainly I think all those 3 golfers, I think you'd agree, all look like they've got pretty good potential, looks like they can strike the ball well. And hopefully we've given them some ideas on what they can do to improve their game. So hopefully that video was informative to you. It's obviously not your golf swing, appreciate that, but you can hopefully sort of see the route we're going down here. The more we can start to discuss some golf swing, gives you some ideas, we're hopefully going to help as many people as you can. And hopefully you're going to find these videos interesting moving forwards. So as I said right at the start, it's going to make a massive difference to me if you can let me know in the comments box what you think about these type of videos. Are they going to be helping you going forward? Is this something you'd like to see more of? Or are they absolutely pointless? Because if they're absolutely pointless, then we can look at doing something else. As I said, this channel is all about you and giving you some things and some information that you can do, you can use to get better at this game. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is always down below. Like button, comments box, and a link to subscribe to the channel. If you would like to send me your golf swing for this new show, email me at swings@chrisryangolf.com. The more the better. I can choose some good ones. Make sure you send me some chips, some bunkers, some drives, from whatever it may be, a variety of shots, and hopefully you can feature on one of these videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.